Good morning. It's about 6 o'clock at the Rock Creek Mosquito Flat trailhead, and as you can see, plenty of parking, trash, restrooms, so it's very convenient and right next to Rock Creek. So going up to Mono Pass to check out Star Peak and Mono Pass Peak. Not sure if I'll get up either or both, but we'll just get up there and see. It's all trail all the way to the pass, and then from there it should be just class 1, class 2. So it should be a good day. A little cold, but you know, frost on everything. It's right at freezing, so it'll warm up.
Just watch me go. It's all for you to follow me home. How could I ever live without you? Follow me home. Because I rode up to the edge. Because the life I lived is dead. Because I could not.
Hey there, little fella. How you doing? Good morning. I think that's horse poop. I guess you'll find some nutrients in it.
My body glows inside the smoke, and I'm wild enough. I carry a diamond blade I'm living on. All defenses down, and when I walk, I carry a diamond blade.
Getting a pretty good shot of the way I took up the lookout right there. So I came up Ruby Lake Trail, went behind, and there's a cool little waterfall section, and then back there, and kind of just came up the backside. You can't really see my path once I got around to the other side, but and then that's Treasure Peak right there in the middle, right there. It's a class 3 one I want to try one day, and then you got Abbott and Mills. Beautiful up here. Lookout Peak right there, the center. Went up there a few years ago. Bear Creek Spire in the distance, Pipsqueak, Dade, Treasure, Abbott, Mills, all kinds of good stuff. And beautiful Ruby Lake. Somewhere, there it is. Ruby Lake.
Stars are burning in the west, and I'm living on. I carry a
close to Mono Pass in the shade where it's cool. It's cold. Here's Mono Pass Peak. And that's the ridgeline over to Ruby Peak, which is all class 5 plus. And looking back where I came from, beautiful, beautiful view. I forgot, there's more to go. That's Mono Pass in the middle, but at least I'm back in the sun. It's a real nice way to start the trip. Whole trail, class 1, a little sandy but not bad, and great views. Pyramid Peak right in the middle, and you can see to the right on the ridgeline is Peppermint Pass with Bear Creek Spire to the right. So I made it up to Peppermint right there in the middle a few weeks ago, but got turned around that little notch on the ridgeline. It just was too hairy. Class 4 definitely, maybe 5. On top of Mono Pass, just over 12,000 feet, and it's sandy. But here's where I go off trail. Heading up there to Star Peak or Mount Star, I can't remember what it's called. Met 2 nice guys there from Orange County area, Ventura County, going up the Use Trail. I think I'm gonna maybe cut over a little more further. I'd like to get on that nice little ridgeline going up and avoid all this loose crap right there in the middle. So far there's been a nice little Use Trail. So just following that, I got GPX points that take me right up the middle here, some to the right, some to the left, but I'm kind of liking going right up the middle. So I'll take this Use Trail as far as I can. Now you can barely see the tip of Red Slate Peak there poking up on the left. And going across, you see Mount Morrison, Baldwin. Yeah, I think you can even see Mount Aggie right there in the center, I think. And there's Stanford. It's up there last year. And there's a traverse over to Morgan. That's a 13er. One of those is Huntington. Beautiful up here. And that's, I think you see Pointless Peak there on the right. It's very flat on top. I was up there last year and that one kicked my butt. A couple hundred feet up the Star Peak Use Trail and looking back onto Ruby Peak. I think it's that one in the center right there. Hard to say. That's probably where it gets class 5, and that's Mono Pass Peak right there, which looks like a sand slog. If I have time, I'm gonna go for that one today too. Yeah, this has been harder than I thought it was gonna be. Just real loose and slippery, not technical, but I wanna get up there so I can put my spikes on. Should have done that earlier, but gotta go around this way where it's just loose. And just came up from there. I think I'll go back down the ridgeline a little bit further on my way down. Came up that Use Trail. Whew. Yeah, once again, the ridgeline should be okay, but definitely loose, really loose and steep. So just got to get that little ledge so I can put my spikes on. And I always think it's going to be easier the further I go up, but it seems like it gets harder. Finally on the ridgeline here. Hopefully it'll get easier. It's gotten a little bit better, but still pretty steep and sandy.
Things to me, different things to me. Everyone saying different things to me, different things to me. Everyone's taking everything they can, everything they can. And everyone's taking everything they can, everything they can. And everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me.
There's the final summit block. Came upon the false summit here. Gotta take my micro spikes off from here. Beautiful views though. If I have time, try to go up that sand slog there. But let's focus on one peak at a time. Whew, good shot of Morgan in the Little Lakes Valley. You can see the Bumpkin, Wheeler. Yeah, Wheeler looks pretty damn tough. Down into Rock Creek. Okay. Last traverse. And there's the final summit block, and most GPX points go down that little notch and then kind of flip around to the backside, I guess. So I'm gonna go that way. I even see a bit of a use trail. I did see a couple hikers. They went straight up the thing, but they know what they're doing more than I do, so I'm gonna follow the other GPX points because that looks kind of sketchy for me. Okay, so this turned out to be a lot more challenging than I thought it was going to be. It just, there's a lot of false summits, and you have to skirt along this edge here. All my GPX points, the path except for one, ran out. Everyone seems to get to this point and kind of says, hey, I'm there, but they're not. So I could go higher on the ridgeline or follow the one GPX points this way, which seems to be a little sketchier, but at least there's a trail. Wow, this is beating me up. But there's a summit. I can see the other hikers on it. And I'm just gonna stay to the left of the ridge line, even though the only GPX points is going right over the ridge. Whew, beautiful up here. So I came lower. There are no GPX points where I'm at right now, that I downloaded at least, right there on the side. Whew, getting tired. And Mono Peak Pass, that one right in the center, may have to wait for another day because I am wasting a lot of energy here. I think that is the summit block, or the final summit block, and go over there and touch it. I don't know if I can get up there, but I can touch it. God, that was a butt kicker. Kind of want to go down a different way now. There's just so many little ravines, and there's that false summit over there, which actually looks higher. I think that's why a lot of GPX points stop there. But found the register. It says Mount Star. So, whew, great views, great views. Kind of debating going dip back down that way and around the lake, but it's gentler at first, but it's a shorter section and maybe steeper. But if it's sand, I'm sure it would be a lot nicer than going back the way I came up, because that's a butt kicker, man. That coming over that originally traverse, and it's past that knob. It's hard. It's just tiring.
I can see you. Oh, can't anybody see? We've got a war to fight. Never find our way, regardless.
Made it to the top of Mount Star, 12,820 feet. Looking west towards Bear Creek Spire Mountains, range, whatever. Oh, it's beautiful. Little Lakes Valley below. Mount Morgan. I think might be taller than. No, I think Bear Creek is taller. Wheeler, the Bumpkin. White Mountains in the distance. See Round Valley Peak, and it went up a few years ago. There's Pointless, went up that last year. And there's Morgan, Esha, Stanford, went up Stanford last year. I think I see Aggie, which I also went up last year. But Morrison, Baldwin, Bloody, Red Slate Peak, Red and White Mountain, all kinds of good stuff. That's Pointless Peak right there, and then Half Moon Pass, and I went down that middle chute, which looks vertical from here. It's not. It's probably a good 30 degrees, but it was very, very tough. So, Pointless, very hard. Okay, I got a really nice spot for lunch here, and trying to decide which way to go back down. Prudence says go back the way I came, albeit tiring, but at least I won't have to angle upwards. I could just kind of slowly angle downwards. And it's a lot of sand, steep, but with my spikes and poles should be okay. Just slow. Or keep on going and do a little bit of a loop or a little bit of a hangman's noose, which I kind of want to do because it's definitely better on this side. It's not nearly as steep. But there's like one little steepish area on the topo map that I just don't know what it looks like. But it's probably really sandy and it's short, and I've kind of already done it. So as long as it's not a cliff, well, I've done it in terms of how close the lines are to each other. But I don't know. I got to figure that out. But I'll start heading back and make a decision from there. Decision time. So far it hasn't been too bad. I gotta go kind of straightish to get to the best topo steepness, lack of. That's the peak up there. So it's been coming down. So if I get into trouble, I can always turn around, go back the way I came, but hopefully I don't have to do that. Okay, the topo map here looks better, but it's kind of steep and I have to descend a lot more that way. But if I look over there, if I get down to the top of that ridge, it's steep, but it's not as long. I'm going to get down to that middle area where it's kind of brown. It should be good. And I can see the trail right at the end of the lake. Okay, I'm at the point where I got to make a turn down. It's not far. It's only a couple hundred feet, maybe 300-400. But there's like a chute over there that looks a little steeper on the topo. I may go over there, take a look from there, but it looks like the least steep route is directly down, which looks pretty steep, but it's not far, so maybe if I put on my spikes, I'll be good. So far, it's been a lot easier way down. That's the peak up there, but it's the false summit. Well, I may not have chosen the best path down, but I'm making progress. At least it's deep sand right here, and I just gotta go. Another 100 yards? I should be in the clear, but I still have to traverse because that looks like it's pretty steep down there. According to the topo map, it's pretty bad, but over there, it's not bad. I just came down this which was challenging. I had to go up and around and come down, slide on my butt a bit. Yeah, may have been a mistake coming this way, but I'm not quite ready to make that verdict just yet. So close, so close. Okay, not a fun way down. I think I came right down that. I just diagonally cut across, and it sucked. Very loose, very loose. Steep, a lot of butt sliding, but I'm on flat area now, and the trail is right over there. I can see it, so it should be smooth sailing from here. It's a on trail, it's easy. Don't know if I'd recommend this way up or down. Both ways kind of sucked actually, but maybe when I get back to the hotel I'll figure out which way is the preferred way. Maybe. I think that's Mono Pass Peak in the middle. It's the, looks like it's lower, but I think it's higher than that one on the right. Just heading up to Mono Pass. Okay, so Star Peak is actually in the back. That was pretty tough. You had to get up on that traverse and stay a little bit to the left, but it was just up and down, not technical. Class 2, but just steep and loose. You know, for this time I kind of went right up the middle, then just kind of hugged the ridge line, not right on it. Next time I think I might go that way and just get on the ridge. It might be slower, but it's not as steep. Yeah, no fun. No fun when it's steep and loose like that. But I made it, and I did a loop, which I'm happy. Don't know if I would do it that way again. But yeah, that's a tough one to get up to. Maybe you can get up there from Half Moon Pass, like coming up to Pointless Peak, but then going west at the pass. Have to try that out someday. I think the Mono Pass Trail is one of my favorite trails in the entire Sierra. It's just so easy and gentle. Class 1, all on trail. It's got great views. It's a really nice way to end the day. Just kind of enjoy it, you know. Not have to worry about falling everywhere and just enjoy being out in nature. That's what it's all about. It got busy right at the trailhead. There's like 20 people just passed me. But can see the cars, can see the bathrooms. This is the trail up. It's a really nice hike. Harder than I thought it was going to be, that's for sure. But it's nice to bag a 12,000 peak, and didn't bag too like I thought, but oh well. Took a little bit of a detour, but I like doing the little hangman's noose, you know, approach. And yeah, first day, so feeling pretty good. Should hit another one tomorrow, and yeah, come out and check it out. It's a great hike. Until next time.